Hi, in this video we'll show you how to create a personalized email and send it to a group of people in Ministry Scheduler Pro. The example I'm going to send is when I've got a new Mass on the already existing schedule and I want to announce it to everybody and have people volunteer to serve at the Mass. So in Ministry Scheduler Pro, here's what it looks like. We've already got it open. We've opened to the main screen. What you're going to want to do is click over here on the left hand side on Emailer. When that screen opens, the last message that you sent will be in the system. You can see I've already done one take on this. So here it says Thanksgiving Mass, please consider serving, and then down here it's blank. So you can either type in the message that you want here, or what I suggest, because you want to think about it, is typing it in one of the other in another program like Word or Notepad or something, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my Notepad system, and I'm going to say select all the text. So right click and select all, and then I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. And again, standard Windows functionality applies. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. I'm going to go back to the Ministry Scheduler Emailer window. Now that I'm there, I'm going to paste in that text. You can see it's already put in the line breaks and all that fun stuff. So here we go. So now we're going to customize it, the fun part. We're going to use the feature called Token. When we click on that, a drop-down appears, and in this case, I want to put in the person's name. So that comes under Profile Setting, and there's all sorts of choices. I'm going to use Full Name. And any of these settings, you can see you can choose a person's address, or you can choose their email, whatever you want. There's all sorts of settings. In this case, I'm going to use the name, and since there are choices, it's going to give me a menu to choose all these things. I don't need or want to use any of these options, so I'm going to say OK, but you're free to go ahead and choose those as you want. Now that I've done that, you can see that it has inserted into the text. It said, hey, here's the full name. It's got the little braces around each side, indicating that that's going to be a a variable that gets changed at the time the email, and it's going to be dynamic for every person. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go in here and say I want to insert something for this Mass, for this person, and I want to have them serve at a certain position. So I'm going to go to Token. Again, I click on this, and I'm going to go down to what I'm trying to do is I'm advertising a new Mass, so I'm going to go to Unfilled Positions. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see that over here it now says, or excuse me, a window's going to open. So in this thing, I'm going to go through and select the date that I want. I've already gone through this, so it's already picked it. But again, it's a calendar shows up. You go to the page you want and pick the number of days that you want. So in this case, I've got the beginning is the 24th, and over here, the end. You can see here that it says you already did that. So I'm going to click off of that. Other important settings include only unfilled positions. You should make sure that that's checked. What that does is only sends them an email for two things. One, they have to be available, they have to be eligible to serve in the position, and two, they can't be already serving at that time. So I always check that. So that means the altar server is not going to see that the reader is available, and the reader is not going to see that the Eucharistic minister is available, whatever it happens to be. Another one that's important, in this case to be unchecked, is this one right here. And the reason for this is, in this case, we're advertising a new Mass that's not at a standard time for all the other Masses. And if we don't put this, if this box is checked, essentially nobody will get the email. So we want to make sure that box is unchecked. I like to check this box which says include links that allow volunteers to fill the unfilled position. I think that is a great idea for most emails. If you're asking for volunteers, make it as easy as possible for them to go ahead and say, yes, I want to do it. If you don't have this, then they have to go to their web terminal, log in, find the page, go to the Mass, and then select. In this case, if they say, I want to do it, boom, they're done. They're taken there. Another one, depending on what the messages you're creating, if you want, you can have it expand and stick this text right in the middle of the email in that location. I'm not going to do that in this case. I'm going to say OK, and again, here we are. It says unfilled positions. It's all ready to go. The next thing you want to check is go up here and see who the from address is, and if you're just going to send it, and it's being sent to just one ministry, you may want to check this and pick something. In this case, I'm going to send it to all sorts of people and all, so I'm just going to leave it alone and just have the default set. I'm going to hit cancel. I don't want to take any changes. Settings, we've already done all those things, and I'll show you how that works in another screen. I don't need to print it, and but I do want to preview it. So I'm going to click on Preview, and again, this window is going to open up, and all the settings that I've previously arranged, it's going to give me another chance to go through and make adjustments to those. I'm going to say I've already done that. I'm OK. And now what's going to happen is a menu is going to open up. It's going to have everybody's name. I'll bring it over here on screen so you can see it. I use this fictional person that I've created. His name is W.T. Dorr. And this individual is fictional. He has an email address, but he also, and he can serve in any ministry, and but he's never automatically scheduled because he is fictional. What that allows me to do is go through and see that all the positions that I've put in the mass are going to really show up in the email. Or if you want to, you can go through and say, well, in my case, I'm going to go through and say, well, let me see. I know that my daughter is only a altar server. Sure enough, only altar server shows up. I know that my wife is only an extraordinary minister, and only that shows up. I know that I'm qualified in multiple ministries, and sure enough, they show up. So it looks like it's going to function properly. I'm going to close this. If you make a mistake and you want to change it, you can go in here and you can go through and say, well, I'm going to go through and make changes. You can do whatever you want. I say, you know what? I want to make this, I'm going to change this font to italic, just for fun. There we go. And so now that that's done, I'm going to go hit preview again. I think I'm going to hit preview. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I've made my changes. I'm going to close the window, hit preview again. Again, I'm already good there. I look at my thing. I choose my person off screen. Choose myself again. Looks great. I'm done. Now I hit send. Now the thing here is I'm going to get one more chance to change the settings. Again, I'm OK. So I'm going to say OK. Now, anytime you're going to send this message to more than one person, you're going to get a warning. It's going to pop up in the middle of the screen and say, do you really want to send it to all those people? And you say, yes, I do. And the message is going to go. In my case, I'm going to say cancel. But the good thing about this is that if you're going to send to more than one person, you'll get this warning. One person, it goes. More than that, and it'll give you a thing. And that's a way to double check and say, wait a minute, I was only going to send this to my altar servers, and I know I've only got 50. Why is it sending it to 138? I must have done something wrong. Likewise, if you're expecting to see the full roster being sent and it only says 47, you say, well, wait a minute, that's not right. Gives you a chance to say cancel, go back, make your adjustments, and try again. So I'm going to say cancel because I'm not going to send this mail just yet, but in any case, that's how you do it.